All right, let's try this audio thing again. I'm learning as I go. I'm playing with it here till I get it right, I guess, or workable. Yeah, I did part one. There was I'm looking at down at the audio and at the green light's not on. I'm thinking, oh shit. Oh well, start again. That's life. That's what I'm talking about. You got to start. Uh, it's not a perfect world. I was just talking about the usual. Looking at I was looking at PBS. I looked at some. Uh, hang on, let me test this. Hey, hey. Yeah, barely goes up. I hope you can hear me. Comment if you can't hear me. Uh, yeah, I was looking at PBS, some documentaries that got some pretty good stuff on the Wuhan, the coronavirus, where they got some interesting stuff on there. The World Health Organization, all that, and it was. I think it was what last year, I guess, with the salmonella poisoning from started in Foster Farms chickens have been around since the 30s or something. Last century. Salmonella, you got to wash that. The whole chicken got less salmonella than the chicken parts. But they're working on it. And the bureaucracy, I think they had 600 people get sick all across the country. They're it's slow. They're instituting safeguards, but then they have to take it to court because the company who has a lot of money and lobbyists don't want that. They say they, but now with those people, either you have to look. I'm sorry, you got to look. Do you have a weak immune system or something? It scares the daylights out of me the way it was presented. It's a new strain of salmonella, the Heidelberg. So what I've done, I get this from my mother, from you know almost 100 years ago. Uh, Wash the chicken first. You get it out of the little container of the package, and then put it in the sink, and then wash it off. Wash it. Rub the pieces in between your hand, or get a clean sponge, I guess, or a towel or something, and clean it off. I just usually what I do. I run the hot water. Not even. I just water. Run it over the chicken, and then put it. I got a 2 quart pot, and throw it in there. Start heating the water up on the stove, and then let it cook. I remember I went to my dad's house. Mexican lady that was taking care of my parents, and she says to cook the chicken 1 hour. I open it up. I'm cutting it open, and I see some blood in there. Mouth on. Hey, I told her 2 hours. She's looking at me like maybe she was always couldn't afford that little extra hours worth of gas. I do 2 hours. It makes the chicken soft. Like right now, I just did some pot roast. Cook it for 2 hours, maybe two hours and 15 minutes. The potatoes, I overcooked the potatoes. I threw everything in at once. I should have waited about an hour and then threw the potatoes in, but I screwed up. So they're a little hard, but they're still good. And the meat is like perfect. I put I learned that from my dad. You put it on a low flame, and it's going to take half an hour to start cooking up. But you time it, and you know what you're doing. And then I come back. I come look at a computer. I do something else. I come back, and then Once it's hot, then you let it set for another half hour. That helps to cook thoroughly the meat or the chicken, whatever, And I believe that most bacteria, what they call it, that the boiling point, it's boiling, it's 120 degrees or more, will kill the bacterias. So it said this was is now resistant at Heidelberg to any antibiotics. So I've been doing that with my son since '93. He had infections and he gets sick all the time. And they were telling me, we ran out of antibiotics. Well, see, I could see Trump telling this out in his rallies there, 2 or 3 times a week. Let people know what the problem is, what we need. If the government's going to pay for their schooling to learn, like research scientists to go to school. I had a Doogie Howser doctor when the kid was first born. I'm like 42, 43. This doctor come in, he looks like he's 12 and a half. So I guess he must have been like 20. He was just a young looking guy, but he looked like like Opie when he was, 7 or 8, God bless him. But he says, "Oh, your son's got a hole in his heart. We have to do heart surgery right now." I mean, fucking up in your face with that shit. Kid was already coming out of intensive care. I'm like, I don't want to be here. So he said, I just said, well, let me ask this. He went and got the old Greek doctor. The guy comes in, he's 60 something. He says, he's looking at the X-ray and all. He says, wait a little bit, see if the heart don't heal up by itself. So a little hole in there, I don't know, 1 millimeter or something. I mean, it was something like that. I was losing it, but I felt better right away when this older guy come in. This young kid, this wham bam boom. What they used to say, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. That type of kid that, hey, this is my son. And you talk about a heart surgery, and then just like, go ahead and sign here, sir, and have a nice day. Bye. Whoa, motherfucker. I'm the dad. I'm the parent. I'm not stupid. I'm twice as old as you. But that's the kind of thing you get. So I cook up my chicken and my meat thoroughly to heat. It's got to be boiling. If you want to get a meat thermometer that's 120, 140. I haven't checked for a while, but after you do this a few times, for God's sakes, I had to cook every day for my son. I started cooking back in New York. They hottest little girls on the planet. I was working down Wall Street. Yeah, but you know what? These broads, these don't know how to boil water. Who cares, man? They look good. So I used to boil water and have my apartments and make some coffee or tea or get some soup, half water, half soup, and then you go on from there. Like I'm getting ready to cook me up some spaghetti right now, with a little hot sauce. I got 2 pans and hell, I'm in heaven. Hey, I'm grateful for what I got. A couple of bucks. I got a roof over my head. Got something in the refrigerator's full. It's packed. Hey. Never had it so good. So, and this is, first of all, I'd like to thank me. I've been busting my ass, and I don't know, man. It's just, but like I say, what they're talking about, Nancy Pelosi, her and her son got 30 million from the stock market. Well, can we investigate that? And they asked us, don't you think they shouldn't, Congress people shouldn't? Oh, it's a free market system. Okay, let's define and let's go into detail. Don't give me a 5-word sentence but you do that because you have the authority and you up here like this. So you're playing that game. What I don't like when they talk down to the working people like everybody's stupid. That's what I don't like about government. It's not all bad. I see a lot of good ones, but it's like I live on the border. You know, Biden hasn't been to the border. It doesn't exist. You got people coming in. I'm looking at this guy. He's getting off at Laredo, what, Tuesday or something. If you can imagine, Laredo is usually 90 degrees, but it was kind of cool, like maybe 75 degrees or something. Anyhow, there's a busload of immigrants. A young guy, he gets off, he's looking at the camera, he nods, he acknowledges the cameraman, whatever, and he's got a nice jacket on. They got them $50 sneakers, all of them. I never had it that good. And they're transporting them from a brand new bus, uh, taking them in. They get, I guess, they get to go wherever they want. But it's just like uh, the way they're doing it, and then how they say deflect from the subject. They ask them a question, the reporters, and I've seen that Maria Baratoma. I can't say her name right there. I love that girl. She flew down, I think, twice down to the border and asked the border, talk to the border patrol, talk to a couple of the people, a couple of the immigrants that have come over. They're getting beat up, stabbed, shot. The young girls, 12 on up, are getting raped. The cartel, you're dealing with a cartel. So here's Biden with the, we got to let Putin, well, let him do whatever he wants. It's like, you got me confused here. Go down to the border, and I think the Republicans, there were 10 of them that went down there to see what's going on, and Biden just ignores that. So I'm going to say it's not because he's old, it's because he's incompetent to a degree. We have to look at that's what it is. When there's a catastrophe, it's like, did Biden show up yesterday in New York when a cop got shot? St. Patrick's, it don't know better than that. You're next to heaven right there. I tried to get in one day at Christmas. They wouldn't let you. Have to have reservations. So anyhow, just do you simply acknowledge it or you just ignore every fucking thing? These are real working people. They just, it's a word game, like I was saying for the last 30 fucking years or something. It's a word game, man. Come down here. I have used, and then shit, you go into medical where it's 5-syllable words. I had to buy a medical dictionary, and there's ain't nothing but and you have to learn a new language, and you can do it, but it's just, I ask a doctor, I say, I looked up this and that, they ignore you. So what I'm saying, money helps in so many, but you have to be conscious that you don't get calloused or if that, there's the old saying, with that money go in your head. And I notice when I got a couple of bucks, I've been down and out, been down so long, the gutter looks like up to me. But now you get a little bit of money, like $100 or something. Man, now I'm acting like I'm big shit, like I don't want to look at this bum over here at the truck stop because he's going to ask me for a couple of dollars, a couple or 10. I gave one guy $10 over there in Fort Worth. I've been talking to him for an hour, and he run a line on me. Oh, I ran out of gas and oil. You got $10 on you? Real nice guy. Didn't look like he was on drugs. I mean, like strung out. He's standing there by one of these little Kia cars or whatever, like they all got. I thought that was his. He says, "Nah, I ran out of gas. I'm working. I ran out." Well, you've been. Nah, I just got to the truck stop. You've been sitting there 3 or 4 days bullshitting, bumming, you know. I gave him $10. God says to, help. Maybe it'll, you know. I just don't want him you going to get for $10. You go get a little rock or something and get high. That I hate that shit. Uh, I'm tired as fuck, man. Oh, you're supposed to walk him to get something to eat, and then I could have walked him. I should have walked him into the over to his car. Yeah, open it up, motherfucker. You're 28 years old. Yeah, open it up. I'll walk over. Show me it's low on oil. You just said it's low on oil. Show me your car. I hate to do that. I feel like a cop or something, but and these guys play off that. So I don't like the fact that I tell them too, I'm 72. How the fuck you got no pride or nothing? How the fuck do you have the audacity to tell me you're working same as me and then ask me, uh, maybe you're short, okay, some shit happened. I mean, shit happened to me like all my life, so I understand, but it's just, I give him the benefit of the doubt. It's just it didn't leave me with a good feeling, but that's for the man upstairs to, you let go of the money. I just played the stock market this week. I lost $200, and so poor me. You start out first of all, can you afford to lose it? So I said, yeah, I'm probably not going to play for a week or so. I got to register the truck. That was $550. I got to pay to the government, $550 to the IRS to get started for the year. Heavy duty industrial. That's why I get pissed at these guys. It's you guys act like fucking money grows on trees or something. You're not worried about it because ain't no respect. Well, I'll just call the boss, and you got a $60 CDL, and this corporation of assholes lets anybody drive. They put you in a truck, you make a check or two, you come in there and buy a monster energy drink, and you're walking around with your shorts because you're 28 years old and you think you're on top of the world. I understand that, but when you pass me, I say, how you doing? Yeah, most guys are, yeah, all right, yeah, how you doing? Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. That's all. But these guys that walk by like you don't bother me, or you're a piece of shit, or you're old, man. I want to grab them by the back of the head and say, "Here, motherfucker, I want you to come out and see what the fuck I got to do. What are you getting smart with me? I don't want to start no shit, get in a fight. I'll probably get locked up. I'm supposed to know better. So that's all. I got stuff. I'm trying to rebuild this motor fix this motor on the Cadillac. I got the '68, little Mexican duty. I said, let me make some more money. I'll call you in a couple. He knows about cars. He knows everything about diesel mechanic. He knows everything about when I don't speak English. Hi, or gas or car or diesel or truck. Oh, you got big truck. Oh, yeah, that's. I said, this guy could probably fix my shit and not cost me that much, but I got a budget for the next two weeks. I'm going to squeeze out another week. I'm trying to recuperate. And the guy calls me the next day. Tú no entiendes. I told him in Spanish. Tú no entiendes. Yo me voy a trabajar para 2 meses, 2 months more to get some more money para ganar más dinero. I need to pay you, and I want to pay you right, and parts and all that shit. The tools cost money. I'm watching Eastwood. This guy's fixing a 1928 Ford, making body panels and floor pans. Guy did, but first, I'm sorry, man. You got a nice garage. You got a partner over there. And you got the high dollar. You got an English wheel and a couple of other. That shit costs money, man. I was looking at the welder from this guy. I mean, the guy looks like he's on the money, but get a 3-in-1 MIG, TIG, and stick welding. You end up around $700, $699 and up. You know. Then what I've always been interested for a long time is the laser cutter to cut steel with, and then the price of steel. You got to get some steel. That's going to cost you. And then a laser cutter by itself. I think a cheap one, which you're taking a chance on, but to start out with, I think it's closer to $300. So you get some steel. That's going to cost you $200-300 to get a 3/8. You know. Hopefully you enjoy your car when you get done. Now that's the whole idea behind it. I don't hear people talking about that, but if that was my kid, he's guy's about 35 or something. That was my kid. I tell you, I do to him like what my dad did to me. You know, if you're gonna, and then here comes the trust. If you're gonna keep that car, that's yours. You're gonna make it and keep it, or you're in the business. You're gonna sell it. You're gonna flip it or whatever. Uh, hey, pops, can I borrow $1,000? Can I borrow a couple of $1,000? But they got a garage to start with, which is a piece of real estate. Now let's talk about thousands to start with. His buddy got a camera in there. Let's talk $1,000, $2,000. You got one of them big ass cams. I mean, they got money. So I appreciate the guy showing me, as I'm trying to learn, and but I'm also, while I'm watching, I'm doing a mental calculation of the tools that you need to do a good job. Blah 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 blah. Blah. It gets all involved. So I've been around with my buddy with the motorcycles, Mike, over there in Long Beach. He died 2 years ago, but they got all kinds of tools. I was helping out a little bit. I'm Mexican. I'm supposed to sweep the floors or something, but trying to learn. There's one guy, Bruce. He was shy. He died. Been doing this shit for a while. So, and Jesse James came out on TV, and that guy from New York, up in the Bronx, custom bike, Orange County. Hell, that's so expensive. I was up there looking up at Bingham. Man, you got to have money. I know they work for it. I know most of them. Some of these guys done time. I don't know, but I'm just saying. I'm looking around over there at Binghamton. I've been there a few times. Everywhere I go, I look at the JB Hunt, the customers, whatever. You end up at a TA, and they start looking at the fucking courses. Truck stop, you got 50 to 100 truck parking, showers, restaurant, convenience store, fuel pumps, the shop. It's a 4 or 5 bay garage. I was in Gallup with the Petro. They came out with a brand new shop about 10 years ago. I stopped over there, went over there, got glass doors. They're fucking nice. It's 4 or 5 bay. And I asked the guy, the manager guy, motherfucker, what was it? $3 million for that garage. That's just an add-on. So I went to this warehouse in Little Rock a couple of weeks ago, and it's an old, on the east side of downtown, just about a mile. So old industrial neighborhood. I got 1 or 2 houses over there. So that warehouse is big. And I asked the guy to come up. He was signing my paperwork and shit. I said, how much it costs? I asked the forklift driver. He didn't know. Yeah, I don't know. I asked the other guy come out, the white guy come out. He says, 15 million. Motherfucker, man. The thing about AA, some of the people got money in there, but I just went back to work, and that's all I know. And if it's meant to be, so I talked to my family, my niece is in real estate, but she won't even talks down to me, man. I can't stand that shit. Uh, it's like it's a one man show. That's what I'm saying. So I just ask for a little respect. I think I got it with JB Hunt. I was having a problem right before Christmas, and no, it was a while back. I think maybe 6 months ago, and one of the independent carrier service or something. One lady in there, I had some kind of problem, so she got they network send an email to me and 10 others. She says, how can we help Victor? Now, they know there's shit over there at JB Hunt, but it's also on the high end. I'm over here on the low end. I got your back. That's like I wear my baseball cap back. Man, that goes back to the 50s. I used to play. When I was on that last video. I said I grew up with my neighborhood buddies. We played baseball. It was like that movie they made. It's the house. There was an empty lot right behind my house. Dirt lot, sand lot, baseball, whatever. Well, we're 6, 7 years old, 8 years old, something like that. And the alley's right there, but there's no traffic coming, so that's like home plate. At my house, my dad's house was about 10 foot back, but we use that as a backstop. When I think I got a baseball and a glove and a bat. I think all the guys it was 4 or 5 of us. They all got the glove. Bring your own glove. Parents buy them a glove and a baseball bat. So we put it all together. I think I had a baseball. There's another guy got a baseball. We got 2 baseballs, something like that, right? So you got. I think there was 4 or 6 of us. So you do whatever you want. You just get this thing going here. So you're gonna pitch. I got the baseball bat. I'm gonna hit the ball, and then we just fucked around. We played around. So I'm gonna hit the ball. The guy's gonna pitch to me. I'm gonna hit the ball, and there's like 2 other guys. Yeah, that's how we started. And then just to learn how to hit the ball. I mean, it's starting from scratch. So we had a place to play. I hit one into the neighbor lady's yard next door. She's a bitch. She was like a 90-year-old bitch. She had a 1938 Ford Chevy or some shit. I think she had some other properties, but I mean, she gave you that look like fuck you, motherfucker. We're just playing ball. We're having fun. We're having fun. A ball. We and once you go over there to the park, now you got to walk 3, 4 blocks over. I come back to El Paso, man. I'm tripping, looking at this old park where we used to play football and baseball. Motherfuckers planting trees in it. These new immigrants, they're planting trees in it. You can't even play in it. What the fuck? This other park could play that over here. They put trees in it. You can't even. You don't have enough room for 4 guys to, just throw the football around and play like we, Cowboys or something. Chicago Bears, whatever. So I don't like bureaucrats. and governmental people with some of the shit they do. They're not in touch with the real world. We used to slide under an elementary school. They had a slide under the gate, chain link gate on Saturdays with a basketball, throw the basketball over the fence, slide in on your tummy. Yeah, you're going to get dirt on you, motherfucker. It was before smartphones and all that shit and all that. Slide under there. I had a black friend that, hey, come out here Saturday after Friday. Come over on Saturday around noon, or you got to call them up, whatever. We'll play. We'll play. You know, I play for an hour and a half. We're in good shape. Like I said, I'm 72. I seen my old PE coach. He was 77 about 20 years ago. In front of me at the bank, down by the airport. I started bullshitting with him. I said, "Come back to El Paso. It's my hometown." Well, what elementary school did you Alta Vista? He said, "I was the physical ed teacher over there, PE teacher." I'm looking at him. Guy looks fit as a fiddle. He said, Herrera. He says, "Yeah." You know. So what he taught us when we were kids, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, the guy was true to his word. And it paid off for him and it paid off for me. So going back to that, my son died, and then he was disabled and all that, but I see like that Duck Dynasty and that rednecks and shit where they got the kid. I don't believe in running your kid on like a go-kart when he's 6 months old, put a fucking without a helmet. Yeah, you're a bad motherfucker. Yeah, you're a stupid motherfucker. Anything happens, the kid's going to end up in a hospital. Of course, you're a white guy, the children protector probably just going to turn it over to your wife. And now, Johnny, don't be doing that shit. But the idea is to be active on a way, but be safe too. I mean, that's not, you don't start a 6 month, 1 year, 2 year old kid on the, you're stupid. You take them fishing. My mother had me walking all over the fucking place. There's a mountain here in El Paso in the kind of middle of town. I'm in Central. The high school letter is up on the side of the mountain. She had me walking up there with her when I was about 4. And there's on the east side of town, there's a religious Monte Cristo. I guess that was a saint or something. And it goes up and then back like that. It's got a trail to the top. And then there's a statue with a cross. I go by there now and I said, "Oh, yeah." I said, "Oh, yeah, my mother, I walked that shit. I couldn't hardly make it to the top." I mean, I'm like 4 years old. Like I seen this guy that lives over the Medicare guy. This fucking guy's a drunk. He was a drug addict. We're talking, and he, oh man, I couldn't walk up that. Yeah, no, look at you now, you're fat. He wanted to walk. And I said, "Start out by walking, man." He never did. After 2 years or something, I quit talking to the guy. He's too negative. He needs to go to AA and shit. Got to come down. He's making money. You got to come down from your ivory tower, Fatso. But I don't want to say, but no, you speak Spanish and all that. You're making money. Yeah, you're a big shot. I've rubbed elbows with motherfuckers got more money than God. That don't mean nothing. Used to hitchhike. I'm 20. I'm hitchhiking around the country. I was in good shape. Went to Europe. I was hitchhiking. Stay up all night. Well, you're young. It's not just you're young. You're in good shape. And then I was running down Wall Street and then go down to the village at night, walk and talk. Got a little bottle or something. See, I waited. As you get older, you can get away with that shit when you're young because you're in such good shape. You got the blood circulation at its peak. So you're drinking, that smoking cigarettes. That don't bother you. Then a hitchhike on the weekends up to Massachusetts, up to the Cape, and then dancing on Saturday night, and you dance every dance, and you get laid afterwards. You pick up one girl, and you're fucking all night. It's good exercise. I'm not trying to be crude. It's just the way it is, the way it was. And then hitchhike back on Sunday. Go back down to the village. Go back to the same shit. You're drinking, but you're what? You get in a fight. Only got beat twice in boxing. Got beat twice in 12 years. I'm not ashamed of that. And drunk. You got some trouble at lawyer. How do you get it up when you're drunk? I don't know. For some reason, he says, "Yeah, I drank a couple of Budweisers. I can't get it up." Well, you got a mental problem, motherfucker. God bless you. Get me out of here. Yeah, I had this lawyer. I don't know if he's Brooklyn, but I forget where he's from. Queens or some shit. I pat him on the back. Yeah, the guy takes 2 steps over. I turn around. I'm in the cell. Turn around, look at these guys, look back at the lawyer, and he's brushing his. But what I got? Fuck you and your $200 suits. I mean, at least John Gotti wore $2,000 suits. It's a whole different deal. But I got inspired to start this podcast or whatever. Sammy the Bull and Michael Franzese, they've been there, they've done that shit. And, it's like therapy, I think. I see these guys, Joe Rogan, all these Megyn Kelly, the 5 on Fox News is like kids I went to when I went to college. But as my nephew's almost a millionaire lawyer, can't talk to him. He won't talk to you. He won't pick up the phone. Like, what am I, Charles Manson? I fucked up. I'm in New York. You go to New York, see how long you last. Maybe you'll be have $10 billion when you come back. I don't know. Go try it. I'll be a big fish. That was like my dad. A big fish in a little pond. Yeah, you're talking shit. Well, yeah, I did. I learned. I learned how powerful that is. I didn't understand it at the time. But when you're just talking about amounts of money, you go to L.A. and Chicago and New York, people got money. They throw it away. They don't give a fuck. El Paso. Well, I say it's mostly poor people, like working people. I don't know. The immigrants got 1,000 times more than they used to. They used to come over here. They ain't got nothing. They're grateful to be in this country, but now they come over with money. Rape the country. Financially. I don't like the way it's going, but again, what I'm saying, I'm putting this, that, and the other out. I'm trying to I verbalize, I hear myself talk, and that helps me to understand where I fit in this madness. Like, I'm driving a truck, as people looking at you like, why don't you retire? I said, well, this is why. I get $800 a month from Social Security. What are you going to do with that? I go to Mexico. You can't retire over there comfortably, I don't think. I'm trying to find if I can go to Mazatlan. Maybe they say, oh, well, you need $1,000 a month to live comfortably. You used to go down there with that money and live like a king. But now the cartel, hey, you got to pay $200 a month. I don't have it. What am I going to do? Drink water all day? Rice and beans. If they had them 25-cent tacos, I would tell you, okay, here's $200. I got $600 left. I get an apartment for $200 a month, and I got a couple of $100 left over. I'm over here by the beach. There's American community. Sit there and bullshit with them. go swimming, whatever, you know. But I got to do something after a while because, you know, part of me, I'm trying, I got 15 years. Let me see if I can borrow 250,000 and buy a couple more trucks and get my broker's license, try to do something like that. It's just, oh man, it's just fucked up with me. And I tell people because I know I'm not going to be the only one. You know, I do all I can, you know, but it's just you're only human, and there's only 24 hours in the. And you know, I run out of steam. I think that was a record for me to walk 10 blocks, you know, 14 blocks the other day. But usually, yeah, cigarettes. But I like my cigarettes. You know, coffee. That's an AA thing. You can't. Man does not live by bread alone. I'd say they tell you that in the Bible. You know, you got to have a little something. Jesus Christ, man. We're in America. You know, where's mine? You know, that's what I'm saying. I never worked so hard in my life. So trying to overcome a lot of obstacles and done that. Life's a struggle. So I'm just saying, everybody got problems. Everybody's struggling. So I'm not trying to feel sorry for myself. I'm just trying to figure out what's a reasonable my next move without fucking myself all up. You know, you dive in without looking, you might dive onto a rock and bust your head open. You know, go in the water and look first, see how deep it is, and you know, commonsensical type stuff that my mother and father told me when I was little. I'm just trying to put it back. Oh yeah, now I see what they mean. They're trying to protect you, but you gotta try something too. You gotta. Hey mom, I want to go diving off this cliff over here, like the Mexicans I seen on television. Oh, they're very dangerous. But at least you're trying, so you can't just sit in the house or in your basement or whatever and play video games. You got to get out there in the real world, get your feet wet. You know, you're gonna. It's like with a kid too. Like you got to. My son was disabled, but I see he's trying a little bit. I take him out in the yard. I got that house in Oregon. Try to take him out in the yard, see if he can crawl around. Or he didn't want to do nothing, just lay there. I said, oh, hey, come out! I got your big yard. He didn't talk. So he couldn't get no feedback. He would respond. Sometimes I said, "Come on, let's go inside. There's something to eat. He loved to eat." And he just lay there. I don't know. He's not understanding me or whatever. It was very frustrating. So I have to pick him up. 200 pounds. He was in up 200 pounds, 220 pounds. Fucking lift him up and usually carry him inside. He didn't want to walk. You know, so. I didn't know what to do. I was very frustrated. So, if you got a disabled kid, you know, God bless you, you know, and hopefully you got a partner or some friends or something. I got AA people, and well, I'll go babysit for you. It's going to cost you $5 an hour. I don't have $5 an hour, so you know, can you do it for two? I can't. I got gas. I got rent. You're stuck. You're by yourself. So there again, you know, I turn to God because you're never alone. God knows what's going on. He sees your every move, and He makes things happen for a reason, usually to help you. And but you have to learn patience. I'm over there going nuts. My kid's he's biting his hand. I don't know what the fuck's we just, you know, unbelievable. So, uh, Children's Protective they come over to the house like what 4 or 5 of them state highway patrol that comes. I guess they're looking for a meth lab or something. And I try to explain the shit to these ladies that are college educated. One of them was pretty sharp. I talked to her a few times. She says, you know, I've known you for a few months. She says, uh, the way you do things is not normal, whatever that means. She says, but I see too that you have your own system and that works for you. That's the bottom line. I says, thank you. Because now you understand, well, I asked the guy a couple of years ago. I'm talking to him for half an hour, an hour. I says, "Do you understand what I'm saying?" Yeah, I have no problem understanding you, because I went to the shrink and he says that I jump from one subject to the other, whatever. And I've caught myself. I do that, but I come back. But if you're listening, here's the start of the story, and then something. It's telling a story, but I'm on a big scale, a worldwide scale, not a little. If you're just from Des Moines, Iowa, and you're 12 years old, and all you know is mom and dad and school, this is your first trip to the gas station or the truck stop. Well, you're not gonna, or if you don't have an attention span, you're gonna lose track of what I was saying. This is, you gotta, listen to the whole story, So if you know, you know. So it's just communication. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to go make my spaghetti because I'm getting hungry. So that's my favorite dish. I don't know. I pretend I'm a gangster or something eating spaghetti. All right, maybe make another video tomorrow or something. And next week I got to register the truck and all that. Not a lot of fun. So, okay, God bless everybody, and stay strong. Yeah. All right.